Right-footed kicker like his predecessor here, Tony Franklin. Unlike Franklin, yesterday when we were here at practice watching the Eagles, Franklin used to keep a shoe on when he wasn't kicking. This guy does it like this all the time.
He just goes around like this all the time. It's interesting that not only does he not go in the huddle, but he doesn't even go near the huddle. He doesn't want to hear what those guys are saying in there. You know, like, I hope he makes it. I hope he keeps his head down. I hope he concentrates. I hope it, all this. He stays back. And when you guys get through all that talk, I'll come up just to kick it.
This will be from 42 yards away to give the Eagles the lead. Jaworski is the holder. Won't be far enough. No good. No good. Do you like overtime?
I love overtime. I'm sure the Giants do too. McFadden doesn't. He looked so confident before that thing. And here, it's a good snap, good hold. Everything's coming up. It's just going to hook a little to the outside. That's it. There's the kicking coach, the coach of the team that's doing the kicking.
Marion Campbell.
There's the coach of the guy that's being kicked against.
He hopes that he might be the kickee instead of the kicker against the next time it happens.
And the Giants figure that at the end of this fourth quarter, they had enough bad things happen to them. They're just going to run out the clock and hope for a new start in overtime.
Sims heads for the sideline. Something, I'm looking down at the Giant bench, John, down in front of us. Something would appear to be wrong with Lawrence Taylor. Looks like they're administering to his left leg, and we're going to go into overtime. There is Lawrence Taylor. They've got the ice bag already there. He's doing most of the pulling down and checking with the socks himself, but it's his left ankle.
Well, whatever it is, he's trying to get it well quick. They know that right now there's a 3-minute break. They get a 3-minute timeout. They're going to flip again, flip the coin again. Each team gets 2 timeouts, and they play until someone scores.
Jaworski out. Major Everett, Harry Carson, and Clark, the nose tackle.
Philadelphia wins the toss and will receive.
Philadelphia won the toss, and they'll take the football. Over on the sideline, Elvis Patterson seems to be having some problems as well. We'll be back in overtime.
We brought solar telecommunications to the jungles of Colombia.
Time. Pat Summerall and John Madden, the Giants 10, the Eagles 10. Lawrence Taylor over on the sideline. They've been out to toss the coin. The Eagles won the toss. They'll take the football. Giants will kick off. Check the overtime records of these two teams. Philadelphia's never won. They wound up in a tie once. They lost 3 times. The Giants 2-4-0. A lot of people, John, feel that this overtime format gives too much of an advantage to the team that wins the toss.
I never felt that way. I think that's wrong. I think the thing is, right now the pressure is on the Eagle kick return, and it's on the Giant coverage. Then when they snap the ball, it's going to be on the Eagle offense and the Giant defense. Some people would rather play defense first. They just have to do the job. I don't believe that you should get the ball again. I think it's right.
Hunter. Hammered. Larry Flower. Down in a hurry and doing the job.
And that's why Larry Flowers is on this this team, number 37. Watch him. He's the first guy down there. He's going to go right through the blockers, right past blockers, find that return man, and get in there and get that shoulder on his right knee. Larry Flowers was cut during the preseason at the end of training camp and brought back just because of his ability in special teams. Now, that's a big, big play right there.
It certainly is. The Eagles will operate from their own 18-yard line. We're in overtime. 10-10. Haddox moves in motion. Jackson. Jim Burt, Harry Carson, and group right in the middle. Bring him down. McGriff comes out. Martin comes in. 2nd and 8. Jackson got 2.
Because as we were talking earlier, if the Giants, they had the good cover. If they hold them here, then they're going to have the better field position and the ball.
Jaworski, the quarterback, with time, fires, intercepted. Elvis Patterson has the interception. The penalty marker is down. A flag is down. Patterson scores the touchdown. If the penalty is against the Eagles, it's all over. Patterson is down in the corner of the end zone being surrounded, but a penalty marker is down. Face mask. The contest is history. The flag was against the Eagles. The Giants win it. There'll be no extra point. 21-yard return. Elvis Patterson.
I tell you, they've talked all year about Elvis Patterson. Everyone's going to do this. Everyone's going to work on Elvis Patterson. The ball was tipped. He was just right there, back there, playing zone. Makes a nice move there. The Giants know they got this thing won, and they're going to lead him into the end zone. And he's keeping that ball, too, huh? That's going to be a trophy, that thing. Watch your deflection here. Quick just got a hand on it, his left hand on it. Reasons blocked Quick after he missed it. Patterson made a little move, and he followed his buddies into the end zone.
Look at that convoy.
So there, it was an advantage to kick off in overtime.
Quick tipped the ball, and Elvis Patterson was in the right place at the right time when the Giants moved their record to 3-1, and Philadelphia goes to 1-3. Happiness among the Giant owners and administrators. Randall Cunningham reflects the opposite emotion. The Giants beat the Eagles for the 2nd time in 1985. The score 16-10 on the interception and return by Elvis Patterson. Quite a game. Exciting ending to a low-scoring but exciting football game. The Giants 16, Philadelphia 10. The Eagles got it into overtime, but a deflected Phil Simms pass. Herman Edwards back in the picture again. And then the Giants got a deflection off the hands of Mike Quick. The pass thrown by Jaworski. Quick got a hand on it. Elvis Patterson came up with it and took it in for the touchdown. The Giants win 16-10. Let's go back, John, and look at that touchdown one more time.
Well, the Giants are in a zone defense here. We see Jaworski. He's looking. He sees Quick out there. It's in front of Quick. He can't catch it. He just gets his left hand on it, but that tips the ball up in the air to Patterson, who's sitting back in the zone. Got a block by Reason, and then was taken in by Taylor and Reason. Then tackled. Good tackle there by Taylor.
And and then a takedown. So a strange turn of events, an unusual turn of events. It'll make that trip back to New York a little quicker, a little shorter, a little happier. The Giants win it 16-10.
You know, the happiest guy in the Giants sideline that I saw was Phil Simms. He was the guy that threw the interception that put the Eagles back in the game. I think when he saw that one, he felt, boy, I got off the hook on that one.
So the Giants tie the Cowboys, who won today, and the Cardinals, who are on the way to winning, and remain at least tied atop the NFC East. Right now, let's go back to New York and Brent Musburg.
And I'd like to welcome those of you who just watched another dramatic game unfold over in Philadelphia. That, of course, was the New York Giants. As you can see behind me, the Dallas Cowboys have beaten the Houston Oilers 17-10. They did it very late in that game on the touchdown pass from White to Cornwell. Now, those of you who watched other games, the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles went at it. They went to overtime, and the Giants win it on an intercepted pass. Ron Jaworski had come in the game as the Eagle quarterback, dropped back to throw the ball. It was deflected, picked off by Elvis Patterson, 30 yards on the interception for the touchdown. And, Irv, what was the situation over there in Philadelphia when that happened?
Gee, it's really a hard-fought ball game. And, of course, the Eagles, within 30 seconds of the ball game, had a chance to kick a winning field goal, missed, won the toss for the overtime, ran a play on the first series of plays. Jaworski's pass he saw was batted, and Patterson went in for the touchdown.
Jimmy, you predicted that it was tough to beat a team twice in one season.
No question about it, but it was stupidity that it had to go into overtime. Sin should have taken a safety, Brent.
All right, now the Raiders and New England, and it was the Raider defense that got the job done here. They accounted for 3 touchdowns against the New England Patriots, and Rusty Hilger had to replace the injured Mark Wilson. Wilson going out with a damaged ankle. Remember now, the Raiders have lost Jim Plunkett. Hilger is out of Oklahoma State. They pressed him into service, and the defense picked up the slack for the young man. They were trailing at the time, and the Raiders come back to win it 35-20. Minnesota and Buffalo. The Bills came charging back in this one, tied the game at 20, and the Vikings were forced to go to the well one more time, and they did to win it 27-20, the final there. St. Louis picked on Green Bay early, then won breezing. Well, it's not quite over, but it's 43-21. They are going to win that one breezing. Now, Seattle, they came up empty this afternoon, and Kansas City jumped all over them, winning that game 28-7. Deron Cherry, the secondary for the Chiefs, intercepted 4 passes. That ties an NFL record in that game. Detroit ran its record to 3-1, 30-9 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was the final in that game in the Silverdome. And the Chicago Bears remain unbeaten. They trailed 10-0, and then the Bears reel off 45 unanswered points. And I've got to ask the Greek about the Washington Redskins, and Irv Cross too. What's wrong down in Washington with that team, Jimmy?
They might have got old.
How about you, Irv? You got a feeling about the Redskins? Are they old and over the hill?
Well, I don't think they're old and over the hill, but Joe Gibbs has some interesting things this year with his offense. He's tinkering with it a little bit. For the first time since he's been there as head coach, the Washington Redskins are running from an I formation. They usually run from a single back. Now sometimes they're running from an I formation, 2 backs in the backfield, and also an unbalanced line.
Jimmy, you called,
I don't
Jimmy's
care what you
out.
say. Theismann went over. Forget about it.
Don't we all, unfortunately, get old.
Me too.
Hey, we've got the 4 o'clock games have just started. Let me show you the matchups, and we'll tell you what's happening there. Remember, the Rams are the only other unbeaten team along with the Bears, and they and the Falcons are underway. No score there. How about that Miami-Denver matchup? No score there in the first quarter. Cleveland and San Diego just underway, and the Chargers, they strike, and they lead the Browns right now by a count of 7-0. The New York Jets, better than any of us expected when this season began. They kick a couple of field goals, and they lead the Colts 6-0. New Orleans and San Francisco, the Super Bowl champions, underway in Candlestick, and they are scoreless with the Saints. More highlights, more scores, more action coming up when we continue with the NFL Today postgame show on CBS in just a moment. There are heroes this afternoon with the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Bears. Let's meet some of the stars. Let's go out now to Philadelphia. Pat Summerall and John Madden. Pat?
Okay, Brent, one of the heroes, Leonard Marshall, is down on the sidelines. It was not quite as easy as it was the first time, was it, Leonard?
It wasn't too easy. I tell you, Kevin is going to be a good football player. He's working very hard. Some things today worked against him, but they kept it back in a lot on me, and, I wasn't able to beat him around the corner like I thought. but I did make some plays, and I'm glad we won the football game, and Elvis Patterson has proven himself to be an NFL corner.
Hey, Leonard, right there at the end of the game when McFadden was coming in to kick the field goal, I know just before that kick, you guys took a timeout. Did you